Welcome again to the lecture series on signals and systems. In the last class we have seen about the continuous time signal, discrete time signal, quantized signal and digital signal. Now we will continue that types of the signals concept, where we will see here about the basic signals like unit step signal, unit ramp signal, then unit impulse signal. All these things we will see in this particular lecture. So here I have given the variation in between continuous time unit step signal and discrete time unit step signal. Now you know what is continuous time signal and what is discrete time signal. Continuous time signal means the amplitude is defined for all values of t, both integers and non-integers, and discrete time signal means where the amplitude is defined for only integer values of time, that is n, independent variable is n. So first you see the representations, the graphical representations. Because it is a unit step signal, it is represented with u, and it is a continuous time signal represented with u of t. Because it is a unit step signal represented with u and continuous time signal, that's why u of t. As I mentioned, this t should be in the normal bracket. This t should be in the normal bracket because it is a continuous time signal. Coming to this one, it is also unit step signal, that's why represented with u, and it is a discrete time signal, so we have to represent with the independent variable n, that's why u of n. And previously I have mentioned that all the discrete time signals independent variable n should be represented in the square bracket. Okay, now you will be known what is the importance of keeping that n in the square bracket. Okay, what is the importance of keeping this t in the normal bracket. So this is the representation. Okay, and now you define this signal mathematically. What is there here? I have previously said that in order to define the signal, we need to concentrate on the amplitude for the independent variable. Amplitude or dependent variable, both are same. So what are the amplitudes of this particular signal u of t for different values of t? That t should be taken from minus infinity to plus infinity. So for example, time axis is available like this. From minus infinity, when t is changing from minus infinity to 0, what is the amplitude of this particular signal? 0. When t is changing from 0 to infinity, what is the amplitude of the signal? 1. Okay, that only we have given mathematically here. When t is changing from 0 to infinity means here all positive values of t is there. Okay, one value I have represented here 10. So right side all values are positive values only, positive values of t. Positive values means greater than 0. So for t is greater than 0, what is the amplitude? 1 is the amplitude. Okay, 1 is the amplitude. For all negative values of t, r, for t is less than 0, r, we can tell from minus infinity to 0, in any manner we can tell. For all negative values of t, or when t is changing from minus infinity to 0, or we can tell when t is less than 0. When t is less than 0, that means we are here. When t is greater than 0, that means we are here. Okay, when t is greater than 0, amplitude is 1 right side. When t is less than 0 left side, that means amplitude is 0. But what is happening to the amplitude at t is equal to exactly 0? This is important. Okay, at t is equal to 0, what is happening to the amplitude? Just before t is equal to 0, amplitude is 0. Just after t is equal to 0, amplitude is 1. What is happening to the amplitude at exactly t is equal to 0? Exactly at t is equal to 0, amplitude is changing suddenly from 0 to 1. It rises from 0 to 1. Okay, it rises from 0 to 1. There is a sudden change in the amplitude. There is a sudden change in the amplitude exactly at t is equal to 0. Wherever sudden change is there, we can tell that is the discontinuity. So there is a discontinuity in the amplitude of the u of t at t is equal to 0, that we have to represent. So in this manner only you have to define the unit step signal. You should not take it is greater than or equal to. Okay, so for t is greater than or equal to 0 means yours is wrong. Okay, for t is greater than 0 only amplitude is 1. For t is less than 0 only amplitude is 0. Exactly at t is equal to 0, what is happening means exactly at t is equal to 0 there is a discontinuity. Why it is discontinuity? Because its amplitude is not continuous. Its amplitude is suddenly changing from 0 to 1. Just before t is equal to 0, how much amplitude is there? 0. Just after t is equal to 0, how much amplitude is there? 1. So exactly at t is equal to 0, what is happening? The amplitude suddenly rises from 0 to 1. That is called discontinuity from 0 to 1. Like this also you can represent. Okay, there is a discontinuity in this particular unit step signal. How many discontinuities are there? Only one discontinuity is there. At what time it is there? At t is equal to 0 is there. And from where to where the discontinuity is involving, the amplitude is changing from 0 to 1. In this way you have to define the continuous time signal. Now you can tell after t is greater than 0, after t is equal to 0 or when t is greater than 0, the amplitude is always 1 only. It is continuous like this. At t is equal to 10, amplitude is 1. At t is equal to 100, amplitude is 1. At t is equal to 10.9, amplitude is 1. Okay. At t is equal to minus 1, amplitude is 0. At t is equal to minus 100, amplitude is 0. At t is equal to 0, amplitude is discontinuity changing from 0 to 1. In this way, we are defining the amplitudes for all values of t. Okay. Then the definition will be completed. When you write this particular mathematical representation also, for all values of t we have to cover. So here greater than 0 covered, less than 0 covered, is equal to 0 covered. That means we have covered for all values of t, the amplitude is defined. Okay, something has to be told. Okay, the definition is defined. This is about the continuous time unit step signal. But when you come to this particular discrete time unit step signal, what will happen you see, generally we know x of t is the continuous time signal, x of n is the discrete time signal. By performing sampling process on the continuous time signal, you will get the discrete time signal. Like that only you think. So this side is 0, already 0. So this side also 0. Here we are talking n is less than t is less than 0, here n is less than 0. So for n is less than 0, amplitude is 0. Here for t is greater than 0, amplitude is 1. Here n is greater than 0, amplitude is 1. Even though we are telling here n is greater than 0, about this equal symbol I will talk later. For n is greater than 0, if you tell here 1, this 1 has to be taken as the samples only, because it is by default first it is a discrete time signal. So you should not consider like this. Okay. Even though we have represented here 1, this 1 has to be taken for all integer values of n only. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. These samples only we should take. We should not take the continuous manner because it is a discrete time signal. So even though here 1 is available, that 1 has to be samples only. Okay, 1 is the amplitude of all those samples. So here 1 is the amplitude for all these samples. Okay, but one difference in between these two is we have said that there is a discontinuity is available at t is equal to 0 in case of u of t, but here at n is equal to 0 also amplitude is 1 only. Okay, at n is equal to 0 also amplitude is 1 only. Here also it is defined. Okay, so while defining these two, you should be careful while writing this n is equal to 0 or t is equal to 0. In case of continuous time unit step signal at t is equal to 0, there is a discontinuity from 0 to 1. This has to be included in your definition. And here for n is greater than or equal to 0, you should write. Okay, for n is greater than 0 and for n is equal to 0 also amplitude is 1 only. This is the thing you have to remember while you are dealing with this discrete time unit step signal and continuous time unit step signal. Okay, so these are about unit step signal in both domains, continuous and discrete. Okay, now ramp signal in both domains we are seeing, continuous time domain and a discrete time domain. Okay, so this is a mathematical representation for the ramp signal. Ramp means there is a slope is there, we will take like this. On the dependent variable, that is on the y-axis, we have to take r of t, and because it is a continuous time domain, on x-axis we have to represent t. And I forgot to tell about the importance of the square bracket. Now again I will tell. See here again this one. So for example, this is x of t, this is the signal I am taking 0 to 2, amplitude is 3, and this is x of n obtained from this signal only by performing the sampling process. 0, 1, 2, amplitude is 3, here n is there. Okay, so now you tell x of 0, otherwise I am taking, for your simplicity I am taking x of 1 only. X of 1, what is the value of x of 1? These are the given things. In the problem we have given x of t is like this and x of n is like this. Now you tell what is x of 1. X of 1 is nothing but, answer is, one person will tell 3. Answer is correct. Next question is x of 1. Answer is again 3. It is also correct. When you have answered this one, x of 1 is equal to 3, that is the first one, where 1 is in the normal bracket, you have to see the continuous signal. So 1 is available here at this point. What is amplitude? 3. When you have answered this one, this is related to the discrete time signal because here square bracket is given. So you have to see this one only. So answer is 3 because at n is equal to 1, amplitude is 3, so it is correct. Okay. So in this particular case, whether you have seen this one or this one, you don't know about it. Here x of 1, in order to answer this one, actually you have to see the discrete time signal only, but if you see the continuous time signal also, answer is correct only. And in this case you have to see the continuous time signal, but if you don't know that information also, because it is a normal bracket, you have to see the continuous time signal. Even though you don't know that information, if you see this signal also, answer is correct. But x of 0.5, what is the answer? X of 0.5, that 0.5 I have given in the normal bracket, you have to see this one only. Because it is a continuous time signal, you have to see this one only, and 0.5 is available here in between 0 and 1, and amplitude is 3. This is the correct answer. But if you see this one, at 0.5 is the amplitude defined for the discrete time signal when n is equal to 0.5, that is a non-integer value, here amplitude is not defined. Okay, so if I give like this 0.5, here your answer must be amplitude is not defined. So you see, that is the importance of the representation. Okay, normal bracket and square bracket. X of 0.5 is valid for the continuous time signals only, and x of this 0.5, if I represent in the square bracket, you should not answer from this one, you should answer from this one only. Okay, similarly, what is the value of this one? U of 1, answer is 1, and U of 1.5, answer is not defined. But if I give U of 1.5, for this one, answer is 1 only, because it is a continuous signal. Continuous signal is defined for all values of t, integers and non-integers. So if you understand this one, you will be known about the importance of the representation of n in the square bracket and importance of representation of the t in the normal bracket. Okay, and here I have started this ramp signal also in both continuous domain and the discrete domain. So continuous domain means already you know r of t is equal to t for t is greater than or equal to 0. For the left side part, when t is less than 0, amplitude is 0. So this side amplitude is 0. As t is increasing in the right side, the amplitude will be increasing. So yes, one thing is whatever the value of t is there, same value will be available for the amplitude. Okay, because r of t itself is t, so we will define the signal like this. So for what value of t, what is the amplitude, like that we will define. So t is equal to 1, amplitude is 1. T is equal to 9, amplitude is 9. T is equal to 10, amplitude is 10. Like this we will define. T is equal to 100, amplitude is 100. So it is a linear line, like y is equal to x. Y is equal to x. Okay. So for the left side part, amplitude is 0. That's why this line is not entering into this side. Okay. Now this is a discrete time signal, discrete time ramp signal. Again same thing, in place of t just you substitute n, that n should be in the square bracket, and we have defined like this. When n is equal to 1, amplitude is 1, when n is equal to, amplitude is 2, when n is equal to 3, amplitude is 3, at n is equal to 4, amplitude is 4, at n is equal to 5, amplitude is 5, like this it will be increased. So at n is equal to infinity, at t is equal to infinity, amplitude is infinity, at n is equal to infinity, amplitude is infinity, but for the negative values of n, amplitude is 0. So in this way we will define the ramp signal in both continuous time signal and a discrete time signal. Why it is unit ramp? Because here 1 into t is there, here also 1 into n is there. Okay. Next important signal is impulse signal. This is a continuous time unit impulse signal, and in the discrete domain we will call it as discrete time unit impulse signal. The representation of the impulse signal is by using this del symbol, del. Because it is in continuous domain, del of t. Because it is in discrete time signal, it is del of n, that n should be in the square bracket. One large difference you can able to observe in between these two, that is when t is equal to 0, amplitude is infinity. Amplitude is infinity. At t is not equal to 0, amplitude is 0. Okay. And here at n is equal to 0, if you compare these two, actually we should write here infinity. Okay. But here it is 1. For n is not equal to 0, amplitude is 0. This case is same. This case is same. But in this case, in case of continuous domain, for the unit impulse signal, the amplitude is infinity at t is equal to 0. If you see the graphical representation, for t is equal to 0, amplitude is infinity. It is going like this. It is infinity. When t is not equal to 0, when t is not equal to 0 means except t is equal to 0, remaining all these values, these negative values and positive values, for all the remaining values, the amplitude is equal to 0 only. When t is not equal to 0 means rest of the time. Okay, only at t is equal to 0, amplitude is infinity, and rest of the time amplitude is 0. And in this case, when n is equal to 0, amplitude is 1. We should represent like this. This is 1. It is not infinity. But rest of the time amplitude is 0 only. When n is not equal to 0, that means when n is positive value or when n is negative value, amplitude is 0 only. And like that we can able to define. But one more important point is, whenever we want to define the del of t signal, this is not enough. The definition of del of t is, if you give these two, that is not enough. You should include this integral also. You need to include this integral in the definition of the unit impulse signal, then only the definition is completed. So doing the integration is nothing but finding the area. Finding the area of this particular signal is nothing but doing the integration. We are doing the integration where t is changing from minus infinity to plus infinity. So if you integrate that del of t over for all the time, then that integration will give 1. That means area under that particular signal is equal to 1. Doing the integration is nothing but calculating the area only. So area under the unit impulse signal is equal to 1. You need to include this also in the definition of the continuous time unit impulse signal, then only it is correct. Okay. So now orally I am telling again. So define continuous time unit impulse signal means you need to tell del of t is equal to infinity at t is equal to 0, and del of t is equal to 0 when t is not equal to 0, and integral t is changing from minus infinity to plus infinity, del of t dt is equal to 1. These three things you need to write, then only the definition is completed for the continuous time unit impulse signal. But this type of integral is not available for the discrete time unit impulse signal. This is enough for the definition of the discrete time unit impulse signal. Okay, when n is equal to 0, amplitude of the discrete time unit impulse signal is 1 only. It is not infinity. For n is not equal to 0, amplitude is 0. Okay, and one more thing is, this can be generated in the laboratory, but this cannot be generated in the laboratory because here infinity amplitude is available. Okay, this is not a practical signal, it is the ideal purpose only. Okay, remember that one. The continuous time unit impulse signal is the ideal signal. Okay, it cannot be generated practically. So this is about unit impulse signal in both continuous domain and discrete domain. And these are the assignment questions. You can able to define all these things: continuous time unit step signal, discrete time unit step signal, ramp signal in both the cases and unit impulse signal. Unit impulse signal continuous time means this integral also you have to include in your definition. Next, discrete time unit impulse signal. Thank you.